So thank you to everyone joining us. We're just going to give it a minute or two just as we get our attendees filtering in from the waiting room, and then we'll get started shortly if you just bear with us. Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Laura Egan O'Brien. I'm the Marketing Manager for the College of Engineering and Architecture here in UCD. I'm going to be your host for today's session. So whether you're joining us from near or far, we're really happy to have you with us. This webinar is all about study opportunities and future careers you can get from our School of Biosystems and Food Engineering. I'll be joined by our head of school and some of our academic program directors who will give you an overview of their various programs. We hope you'll find today's content both engaging and informative. And then there is an opportunity at the end. If you have any questions that you'd like us to answer today, please type them in using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. We'll get through as many as we can in the time that the webinar allows us today. Also, just to let you know, we are recording the session today. So if you need to leave early, miss anything, or if you know of someone who wasn't available today and would like to avail of the content, we will send an email link to everyone who registered with that recording afterwards, and it also will be available on our college YouTube channel early next week. Also keep an eye on the chat as my colleague Neve is joining us as well, and she'll pop any various links that kind of crop up throughout the webinar today in that chat so you can grab them there. And that's really all there is from me. So I am going to hand you over now to Professor Paula Burke, who's our head of school for Biosystems and Food Engineering. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Laura, and you're welcome everybody to the webinar, and thanks for your interest in the activities and offerings that our school can give you. So I'm just going to give you an overview of the school. At the moment, so we are the only school, School of Biosystems and Food Engineering in Ireland. We have actually 21 faculty at the moment, and we have a range of support staff then from technical officers and administrative staff within the school as well. One of the features of our school is we have a very, very strong research culture and a culture of research excellence within our school. And we always have a complement of around 30 research staff as well. Our school is now over 300 FTE. And that includes, as I said, continuing that strong emphasis of between 65 and 70 PhD students as well currently registered with the school. So there's a really strong research ethos coming through all of our taught program offerings as well. That is enabled by the fact that we have that really, really strong research culture, but it's a very well-funded research culture within the school. And that means that we have a lot of ongoing externally funded projects leading to great opportunities to join in with existing research teams within the school. Okay, so, what do we actually do? So some of the key themes within our school are sustainability and the implementation of sustainability, and also developing within our programs a really strong understanding of what technologies and what green technologies we can use. And how we implement those then across research, education, and innovation activities across the school. So sustainability is at the core of what we do. And there are a number of research and educational themes within our school, and those are food and bioprocess engineering, the circular bioeconomy, as well as green energy, how we look at biosystems, how we analyze them, get the data from them, and model that data to make sense of it and propose solutions. And also then there's a very strong emphasis again on those technologies, on environmental and agricultural technologies and innovation within that space. So our programs kind of lead off from these core areas within the school's expertise. Oops, sorry. So more generally speaking, just, so people can develop an understanding of what we mean by biosystems and food engineering, where do we sit? So obviously the world population is increasing. This requires a very strong focus on utilizing the resources that we have within our capacity in a sustainable and renewable way. So that refers to food, water, energy, and goods. So the school and the taught offerings and the research within the school has a very strong focus on enabling skill sets that can support the transition to a circular bioeconomy. The the emphasis, that takes in the understanding and the building understanding of the effects of climate change and how we need to be resilient to the effects that might be coming our way. So our school takes a systems approach and a technology solutions approach to dealing with problems and providing solutions to those problems. So what we're really is proposing, delivering programs that provide people with skill sets that enable them to have a very strong understanding of how we can, from various different ways, move from a linear approach, a linear thinking, to a more systems thinking and, providing us a circular economy approach. Okay. So to that effect, we have a wide range of programs in the school. I'm going to start off just kind of going through this list, and then you're going to have the opportunity to maybe ask some questions and hear from each of our key program directors. So the school has an ME in Biosystems and Food Engineering, which is recently accredited by Engineers Ireland. So a graduate of this program is recognised as a chartered engineer, and that's an internationally recognised qualification through the Washington Accords. We also then have a series of one-year taught master's programs in sustainable energy and green technologies, in digital technologies for sustainable agriculture, environmental technology, food engineering, and a new offering in sustainability engineering leadership. We also have, so the sustainability engineering leadership and the follow-on program there, sustainable food systems engineering, technology and business, they're both really international programs in that they require students' presence in different countries. So a participant might be in either 1 or 2 countries or even up to 4 countries within one of those programs. We also then, as a school, offer a wide range of shorter programs, graduate diplomas or graduate certificates in specific areas, focusing on sustainability implementation and the skill sets required in an incremental fashion to enable you to affect change for the sustainability agenda, or actually, develop skills so that you can quantify sustainability or implement an agenda in that within your workplace. And then finally, school has been successful in developing a program called the Graduate Diploma in Agri-Food Entrepreneurship. So this brings more innovation and entrepreneurship angle to the agri-food domain. And again, it's a one-year program where participants can really develop an ability to potentially either leverage existing IP or grow a company in a particular area. And that's called Fast IP. So some of these images just convey that we are a very engaged school community. Some of these just represent some of the activities we do in terms of industry trips. So we go to different food processes and different manufacturers and understand how technology innovations are actually being utilised to support new product development, new engineering formats and new sustainability solutions. See some of the other aspects there within the school. So we have a very strong focus in school of engaging with our whole school community. So that is where we have whole school events, and everybody's offered the opportunity to attend these events. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. But everybody has the opportunity to attend them. And in this way, we hope to encourage a good student experience, a good experience for everybody who might be coming to our campus from overseas or even within Ireland, and to promote the inclusivity of everybody in all groups within the school. Okay. So with your student journey with us, so obviously, we are a school, we are embedded within the College of Engineering and Architecture, which is part of the wider UCD. And then when you arrive with us, you would get an induction. We are a growing school, but we're still a small school. And so we have a very strong focus on these engagement events and, keeping our school community communicating with each other. We utilise the UCD global resources a lot, and also allow our students to understand how they can utilise this UCD global resources. So that's physical and infrastructure resources, but also different tools and how you can book rooms and things like that for events that you might want to organise as a school group. All embedded within our programs are career supports for how students can actually gain an understanding of the Irish and the European careers market and the job market there, and how to navigate that and what tools you might need to help you navigate that. Your learning experience with us then is, through a variety of formats such as lectures, laboratories, field trips, trips to industry sites, an opportunity to do a very in-depth project and indeed a range of smaller projects with that very experienced research cohort that we have within the school, and ultimately, provide or do your own research thesis with us. Some of our infrastructure, we've got for both teaching and research. So all of our research infrastructure is integrated into our teaching. So that means you're exposed to the research infrastructure that we're using within projects as part of your taught experience as well. So that means we've got small groups and a very close learning opportunity with the research that's actually happening in the school at the time. So we do have a food and bioprocess engineering suite. We have a lot of characterization, top-notch characterization tools within that, so ICP, spectral analysis, and process analytical technologies. We also have a wide range of non-thermal processing innovative technologies, including non-thermal plasma, for example, there on the left-hand side, but also just underneath that you can see, so all the different color bottles actually represent microalgae bioreactors at a very small scale, and these are also then being scaled up to pilot and demonstration scale within the school as well. And these are basically technologies that can underpin sustainable food systems, and also, an understanding for yourselves of how to engineer different approaches that can provide solutions. So some of the examples here of our impact within the school, we have impact at a national and international level. We've got one of the important, I suppose, aims nationally and internationally is to move towards a zero carbon economy and a zero carbon society. And there's a lot of activity in the school, which is embedded then within the taught programs as well, on moving towards that zero carbon society. And we have staff within our school have won prizes on their innovative approaches for actually delivering those approaches. And there's some images there just showing some of the leaders in our school in that area. So I'm going to leave it there, and I think we're going to have each of the key program directors now give you a couple of slides, and we're happy to answer questions then as you might have them throughout the afternoon. So thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, please do get in touch.
Great. Thank you so much, Paula. Really great insights into your school and the great learning environment for students. So hopefully people on the webinar today find that really interesting. We're going to move on now to the program specific kind of content. So first up we have is Dr. Ronald Hylam, who's our program director for our ME in Biosystems and Food Engineering. Over to you, Ronald.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for that. Thanks, Paula. And Laura, can I share a couple of slides, or should I?
No, you can share a couple of slides. It should be open to you now.
Thank you. Yep, thank you. Just give me a second. Okay, so thanks everyone for attending this presentation session. I don't know if you can see my presentation slides, but essentially the ME program is a 2-year accredited program by Engineers Ireland, which means that if once you graduate from our program, you'll be able to actually achieve chartership status, professional chartership status. It's a program that we do require students to come from an engineering background, and as you can see there, there's a 2-year program. You will learn a lot of fundamental engineering principles, numerical skills, as well as associated with bioengineering principles, wastewater engineering, unit operations, as well as engineering thermodynamics, as well as novel technologies such as waste to energy conversion and technologies. Now, the defining feature of the ME program is that we have a 6 to 8 month professional work experience. So you will actually get real life experience in industry or in research organization, depending on what you want to achieve. And that's generally paid as well, allowing you to gain critical experience in the food sectors, in agri-food, as well as pharmaceutical and other types of green technology sectors. And then we also have a 2 trimester long thesis project, which allows you to really delve deep into research projects in areas that Paula has previously mentioned: biosystems and food engineering, process engineering, food engineering, as well as food systems and circular bioeconomy. This allows you to actually kind of have a dual outcome, whether you want to do a PhD afterwards in biosystems and food engineering, or you want to actually go to industry. The program really prepares you to do both. Some of the places that our students have carried out their work experience include food and beverage companies such as Royal Oak Distilleries, as well as Glanbia Bioenergy, so that's an anaerobic digestion operator, green generation research organizations such as Chagas, as well as pharmaceutical companies such as Sanofi and Alkermes. And in terms of career opportunities, many of our students have gone on to actually work in food and beverage sectors, such as in Diageo or Guinness, environmental protection and waste recycling sector, such as in Irish Water, bioenergy and green technology, such as in Chagas, doing their PhD at UCD as well as in medical and pharmaceuticals, such as in Abbott's and Takeda. Many have also kind of pursued their academic journeys internationally, as well as pursue their career internationally. So a couple of our students have gone back to Europe, so working at Ornua, a food ingredient company, as well as pursuing PhD at Mississippi State University. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much, Ronald. Next up we have is Professor Kevin MacDonald, who's the Program Director for our degree in Sustainable Energy and Green Technologies. Kevin, you're just on mute there.
Just not allowing me to unmute while I was sharing. So pause that for 1 second. I think stop sharing and start again. So thank you for that introduction. So what we want to talk to you about today is the MSc in Sustainable Energy and Green Technology. So this, again, is a 1-year Thought Masters program. And really, as our head of school has talked to you a little bit about, sustainability underpins an awful lot of the activities that we do within the school. So this particular Masters, we try to develop your expertise and understanding a little bit more in this whole area of sustainability, how it interacts with the environment, how it interacts with society, and also the economic benefits associated with sustainable development and our choices of renewable or sustainable energy systems, and how that has a role to play in both business and in industry going forward. Within the program itself, we have a number of modules to try and support that learning outcome. So we talk about waste to energy, the role that would play, energy systems, sustainable environment, the role that would play in supporting society, the role of energy in society, how it underpins all of our society's development, both nationally and internationally. We use life cycle assessment tools to support that teaching program. And then we also talk to you about how you can develop your own research and teaching methods, and how you can therefore develop your own research projects. So we have an engineering thesis, a biosystem engineering thesis that starts in your first trimester, runs right the way through the second trimester and into the third trimester. In the second trimester, we build upon what we've spoken to you about in the first one. We talk about biotechnology resources, refining some of those resources, advanced applications of life cycle assessment, and advanced air pollution. And your thesis will continue to that second and third trimester as well. We also support the program, the number of guest speakers. So these are companies that we've worked with over the years that we've been running this program. Some of our graduates who have gone out and got work experience and are now leading operations within those companies, and they come back to share their experiences with you and to tell you about what their journey was like having done the program and how that has taken them into the careers that they are currently in now. The trimester, as we mentioned, you've got to work on your thesis right the way through from the first trimester through to the third trimester. So kind of from day one, we try to get you to engage not only with your modules, but also with the thesis that you'll be taking on board. So we'll talk to you about different topics, different themes, how you might like to engage with those as well. Here are some of the examples of the different types of projects that we get our students to work on. Some of these are predefined projects, so they kind of align with some of our research projects. Others are based on a particular area that you would like to explore. So what we would do in that case is define a particular thesis topic that supports the learning outcomes that you want to achieve, while enabling you to get the thesis topic resolved and to address the thesis topic. So for example, it can be ranged from dealing with plastics and oceans. That's been a topic that a number of students have been keen on working on and have subsequently gone to work with companies in the Netherlands in that space. One individual wanted to develop a zero carbon surfboard company and went subsequently on to develop his own business around that. And then we're talking about energy use, both nationally and internationally, in buildings, in the environment, in lighting scenarios as well. Many of our thesis projects are supported by our ongoing research projects, and our head of school has referred to the types of research projects that we have. So we've some examples of some of the funding agencies and the types of projects that we have running at this stage. The graduates that will therefore look to get positions, and as we've heard earlier, our graduates can work in a range of different opportunities or different positions. Some will carry on to do postgrad research either with us or internationally. A lot of them will go and get experience with one or two companies, perhaps in Ireland, before traveling abroad, and we try and support their career development. So there's examples of some of the companies here. What you will note from it is it's quite a wide range of companies. So the master's program gives you a lot of opportunities to develop your expertise, and therefore from that expertise to get opportunities to work, and we'll support your career and support you getting those positions subsequently as well. So as before, if you have any additional questions, please do put them into the chat or follow up with the team afterwards, and we'll address them at the end of our talks as well.
Great, thank you much, Kevin. Yeah, great, thank you. So next up we have is Dr. Demetrios Argyropoulos, who's our program director for our Digital Technology for Sustainable Agricultural program.
Thank you, Laura. Hello, everybody. I would like to talk now for the masters that I coordinate, the Digital Technology for Sustainable Agriculture. We are not going to offer actually a trip to Mars, but to the farm, and train our students on state-of-the-art and novel digital technologies used in agriculture. Why is this program unique? This degree program is one of the first in the world to integrate data science and cutting-edge digital technology into agriculture. The course will provide students with hands-on training on mobile robots, smart sensors, Internet of Things, and machine learning implementation. In other words, our program will build students' knowledge and skills base to address the complexities of developing, deploying, and managing digital technology in the agri-food sector, with a focus on enhancing the sustainability at different levels of food production. We offer also hands-on experience on a range of digital technology, as said, training in state-of-the-art labs and applied research in a real-life environment at the Lions Research Farm here at UCD. The Lions Farm, I would say, provides an excellent infrastructure to support the graduate research opportunities in our course. A few words about the course content and structure. The modules are delivered mainly face-to-face, including also blended and intensive formats. Students will be able to take themed clusters of modules, for example, 3 modules of precision farming, 3 modules of sensing technology, 3 modules of computers and electronics, or 3 modules of data science with particular focus, with special focus on agriculture, to reflect specific technical interests or needs for further upskilling. The program will also offer a unique learning experience, I would say, using a gamification-based approach in teaching of digital ag. It's worth mentioning here that we are probably the only university in the world to integrate farming, the farming simulator or computer game, into teaching and learning for teaching and learning purposes. Worth mentioning also that Ireland is home to the world's top 10 technology companies. It is known as the IT capital of Europe. There are obviously excellent job opportunities here, with more than 5,000 vacancies in the sector at present. And a key highlight here is that big tech companies have recently entered, I would say, farming and food industries. In addition to the current job opportunities offered by the big tech companies, there is also a dynamic transformation that is taking place nowadays in the world of agriculture, triggered by the rapid emergence and growth of agtech startups. This also highlights the immense career possibilities and promising future for our graduates in the areas of precision farming, decision support in agriculture, Internet of Things, smart sensors, AI data, and predictive analytics. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Great, thank you so much, Demetrius. Next up we have is Professor Enda Cummins, who's our Program Director for our MNGC Food Engineering.
Thank you very much, Laura. My name is Enda Cummins. I'm the Director of the Masters in Food Engineering. Just to say a small bit about it, what is it, what's it about? Well, the objective of the course is to educate scientists in the scientific and technological aspects of food manufacturing and processing. So very much a focus on food manufacturing and processing in this program. It provides a comprehensive coverage of bioprocess and food manufacturing systems and looking at the broad area of engineering technologies and how they're used in food production and food processing. Sort of a range of different topics that are covered. I've included there, including food and bioprocess engineering, risk assessment, looking at the whole area of safety and quality, process development control, advanced manufacturing systems, and also you can't manufacture anything without having some environmental issues surrounding that manufacturing process. And that's covered also in this program. It's the only food engineering program in Ireland, and we have a long history of running this program over 25 years. The program structure, it is a one-year full-time program. The program consists of 60 credits of taught modules taken in semester 1 and semester 2. And then the remaining 30 credits is a year-long minor thesis. And that's conducted on a topic of interest that you would select in consultation with a suitable advisor, academic supervisor. And also we appoint student mentors also to help and to assist in those projects over the course of the year. So there's a central food processing team, also balanced with modules on personal development. For example, we do mock interviews as part of the program, as I know some of the other programs do also, and also looking at the environmental implications of the food industry. Computer literacy is developed throughout the program as a central part of it. Key knowledge competencies from the program: novel food processing technology, the whole area of automation in the food industry, risk assessment covering sort of food safety, food quality, computer vision, LCA with regard to the production of food products, waste and energy management and its implications for food manufacturing, time management and project scheduling as well. As already mentioned, we were a highly research active school, and I think the program benefits from that activity by making available state-of-the-art facilities to the program for use during practicals and also during a certain number of projects that are selected in the area also. So in terms of methodologies, there's lectures, tutorials, hand-on laboratory practicals, and individual and team projects as well. In relation to the food industry, just to say very briefly, the food sector, it's Ireland's largest indigenous industry with output over 14 billion, and a large proportion of that is exported. So, you know, while trends come and go, people will always have to eat, and hence, you know, there will always be opportunities for graduates with experience in food and in food manufacturing and processing. This is just a snapshot of just three recent graduates and just their experience on the program. We have some graduates ended up in Nestle, Avino Foods, who kind of focus on specialized foods like gluten-free foods and so on. And then Raj is working in Dairy Gold, which is a well-known dairy processing facility, and some of the experience and some of their I suppose knowledge that they've gained and experience they've gained through the school is just highlighted in their testimonial there. Again, just a snapshot of some of the companies where our past graduates have ended up, mainly in the whole area of production and process management, but also in the area of food quality and safety aspects as well. And as I said, the whole area of sustainability and environmental protection is an issue as well. A lot of companies now have sustainability managers. And again, some of our graduates would end up carrying out those roles in various companies that you see there, including Kerry, Tirlon, Dairygold will be probably well known names to you, and Nestle, for example, as well. That's the food engineering. Just to say one slide here in relation to an MHSC in sustainable food systems engineering, technology and business. This is a 2-year program. It's full time. It was also offered in conjunction with 3 other partner institutions. So it's slightly different in that it is a program that's 1 trimester. I suppose one trimester, each partner will deliver 30 credits of taught modules, and the partner institutes are KU Leuven in Belgium. We have Porto, University of Porto in Portugal, Anhalt University in Germany, and ourselves. So students would sort of rotate between the different locations and do a certain number of credits in each of the different institutions, with the option then to specialize in a project at their selected location also. So that's another opportunity that's available in sort of the food systems engineering and technology space. With that, happy to answer any questions at the end also.
Great. Thank you so much, Enda, for covering those 2 programs. We're making way through our schedule today. So next up we have is Dr. Fionnuala Murphy, who will cover our programs in environmental sustainability implementation and sustainability engineering leadership as well. Exciting programs.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Laura. I hope everyone can hear me okay. So my name is Fionnuala Murphy. I'm the Programme Director in the Graduate Diploma in Environmental Sustainability Implementation. And that's what I'm going to focus the majority of my presentation on. And I can give a few words on the sustainability engineering leadership as well. So focusing on the Grad Dip, it's an online programme. So students can complete it fully online. There's also an opportunity for students to do it flexibly as well. So attending some of the modules in person in UCD. So it's quite a flexible program. We can facilitate those students who are 100% remote as well. The Graduate Diploma in Environmental Sustainability Implementation, it's a program which we designed and developed in conjunction with industry to develop a program which will equip graduates with skills in sustainability assessment and sustainability implementation across a range of different sectors. So what it focuses on is developing students' ability to quantify the sustainability of products, of processes and systems. So for example, using life cycle assessment, using carbon footprinting approaches. Based on that then, when we've been able to identify the sustainability or lack of sustainability of these different systems, we also focus on identifying areas for improvement and devising implementation measures to enhance sustainability. So focusing on development of new bio-based products, bioenergy systems, and implementing those systems within existing systems to make or to enhance the sustainability. As the program was developed with input from industry, it really is focused on providing students that can meet the growing demand for sustainability. There's a huge demand for sustainability across different industries with new reporting requirements for industries. There's a demand for people to be able to comply with those reporting requirements, to be able to collect the data and produce reports that can show the sustainability of different production processes. That's an overview, I suppose, of the aim of the masters, the graduate diploma. So I'll just give you an idea of the types of modules that would be taken by students on this program. It's a graduate diploma, so it's taught over 2 trimesters, 2 full-time trimesters. In autumn, there is, across the program, there's a balance of 60 credits. So it's evenly balanced across autumn and spring trimesters. In the first trimester, students start to look at methods to quantify sustainability. So taking life cycle assessment, taking carbon footprinting. So developing the base of knowledge around the methods that we can use to quantify sustainability. Then also look at ways that we can enhance and implement sustainability. So for example, taking sustainable energy and environment, taking green technologies project, and also carbon and sustainability. So those modules would cover different ways that we can improve sustainability in different sectors. Building on that, then, we have in the spring trimester, we broadened the focus to look at how we can manage scientific outputs to achieve policy change. One of the things about sustainability, it's very important that we can actually enact change as a result of our work around sustainability. So there's a module around that. We have 2 more modules which are around, again, modeling renewable energy systems to enable us to develop renewable energy systems that are sustainable so we can replace fossil-based energy systems. So that's using industry standard modeling software. We have a module in biorefinery process and tech, which is again looking at developing new biorefinery processes to enhance the circular bioeconomy. So we can look at displacing fossil-based resources. We have another module on quantification of sustainability. So looking at greenhouse gas accounting, and then we have project management as well. So over the course of those 2 trimesters, students develop competencies in quantifying the sustainability, identifying opportunities for improving sustainability, and then implementing them as well. The graduate diploma, once students have completed the 60 credit graduate diploma, there's an option of pursuing an additional 30 credits, which leads essentially as a pathway to a master's. And that involves taking an industry project. So it's essentially a research project where you're applying some of the methods around sustainability assessment. So it starts as a 60 credit graduate diploma, but there is the option there to move in the pathway to the 90 credit. In terms of how the program will be taught, so as I've mentioned, it can be followed 100% online. So there's a mix of live online and asynchronous lectures and tutorials. So all of the material will be available online for students to take at their own pace. In terms of assessment, there's a mix of assessment, and this is very much based on the experiences students need to develop through the graduate diploma for implementation of sustainability in industry. So learning how to, or taking a problem-based learning approach, doing some applied assignments in and around developing carbon footprints and life cycle assessments. There's a lot of continuous assessment work, and there's project work as well. So learning, I suppose, how you would be going about implementing these changes to improve sustainability of processes and products at the industrial level. There's going to be project work, recognition, I suppose, that people work in teams to actually achieve these changes as well. Okay, and just to finish up, that's essentially, I suppose, the brief overview of the graduate diploma. We also have a new double degree master's program with Northeastern University on sustainability engineering leadership, which is very much focusing on, again, developing methods for quantification of sustainability, looking at different industries in sustainable energy, the bio-based economy, and learning how, I suppose, we can apply sustainability solutions in those areas. And crucially, I suppose, developing the leadership piece as well. So that is a new program, and it's being delivered with Northeastern University. Okay. Thanks very much. Happy to take questions at the end.
Great. Thank you so much, Fionnuala. Next up we have is Dr. Tamarius da Costa, who's going to talk about our program in carbon accounting and life cycle assessment.
Thank you so much, Laura. I have one slide to share. I hope you can see this well. So my name is Tamarius da Costa. I will introduce you to the graduate diploma in carbon accounting and life cycle assessment. So this is a part-time 1-year program, 60 credits, and it's focused on carbon footprinting, greenhouse gas accounting, and life cycle assessment. And these skills are increasingly critical for organizations to comply with sustainability goals and with environmental regulations. The curriculum is structured over 3 trimesters, starting in September. And during the program, the student will learn to evaluate the environmental impacts of products and service throughout their entire life cycle through the life cycle assessment module. They will apply LCA methodologies to real-world scenarios through the LCA applications model. They will explore strategies for measuring and managing carbon emissions within organizations through the carbon and sustainability model. They will gain some proficiency in quantifying and reporting greenhouse gas emissions in line with international standards through the greenhouse gas accounting. They will develop skills to assess the carbon footprinting of products, service, and organizations. And finally, they will engage in an industry project where they will apply the knowledge to a practical challenge in collaboration with industry partners. And in terms of career opportunities, so with the growing emphasis on sustainability, so expertise in carbon accounting and life cycle assessment, I believe opens doors to roles such as sustainability consultancy, environmental analysis, energy and environmental management, sourcing, procurement. But by enrolling in this program, you're not only advancing your career, but also contributing to the global effort in the transition to a sustainable, low carbon future. So yeah, that's the overview about this graduate diploma. Thank you so much. I'm more than happy to answer any questions at the end of the session.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on now just to a quick overview with Professor Nick Holden on the FAST IP program as well.
Oh, thank you very much. So the FAST IP program is very different from our other taught programs in that it is aimed at mid-career professionals. So to be eligible to be considered for a place on the program, you have to have work experience. It isn't necessary to have a degree. If you don't have a degree, then you need more work experience. You have to demonstrate an equivalent kind of competence. So we're looking for people who have a minimum of 3 years work experience and a degree, or 5 years work experience without. While that is a minimum to be considered eligible, everybody who has done the program so far would have more experience than that. The program is an entrepreneurship program, so we're bringing people on a journey to create a startup. We're looking for people who want to create their own business, take the high risk, but get the high reward. We're trying to de-risk that a bit for them. We provide a tax-free scholarship. We pay the fees. We provide exposure to an extensive range of experts, both within the agri-food domain, within business, founders of companies, and so on. We provide all the training necessary over 3 semesters for people to end up with a commercially viable proposition at the end that they can take into a funding pipeline, say through Enterprise Island or through conventional investment vehicles, so that they can create a startup company. And that's what it's all about, startup companies in the agri-food space. It's not for everybody, but people who have that entrepreneurial spirit and the real desire to try and do something for themselves, this is an ideal program. As far as I know, there's no other program like it in the agri-food space anywhere in the world. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Nick. Very exciting. The last program that I think we're going to share is unfortunately the program director is not available for the webinar today, so it's our program in environmental technology. But I think a slide is going to be shared on it, if I am correct.
I'll just speak to it. That's okay, Laura.
Great, thank you, Fiona.
No worries at all. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to have you here. Apologies from Professor Tom Kern, who's the Programme Director for the Masters in Environmental Technology. But just to give a little overview on this programme, it's a one-year Masters programme, which is full-time with 90 credits. And it's really an opportunity to develop technological solutions for the protection of air, water, and soil. So this skill set is obviously very of great interest in industry, particularly the agri-food industry, but also for consulting companies and regulatory authorities as well. And what students can really expect on this programme is to look at areas such as environmental engineering, risk assessment, air pollution, waste management, life cycle assessment, which you'll have seen is across many of our programmes, and then energy systems and the sustainable environment as well. So this is definitely another really valuable offering from the school that you might consider looking at.
Great, thank you much, Fiona. So that's all our programs. I hope everyone listening found that really informative, really interesting, some great insights into the courses that we have on offer, and potentially some of you have offers for those particular programs. So we're going to move on now to a bit of a Q&A for the last few minutes of the webinar today. If there is any questions that anyone listening has, please type them in through the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, and we'll get through as many as we can in the time that we have left. There is one question open here, is specifically someone looking to apply for our bioprocess and food engineering program. They're an international student from Ghana, but they're studying chemical engineering in India. So Ronald, I don't know if you wanted to talk specifically about entry requirements for your particular program, but I'll just highlight that anyone who's waiting on particular results can still make an application to us, and we will assess your application based on the results you currently have, and potentially you could get a conditional offer if you're pending results. And also with regards to the English language proficiency, if you are from an English-speaking country, i.e. Ghana, and you have conducted your education through English, just make sure that you're uploading all those relevant documents to your application, and you should be fine to not have an English language proficiency test result needed. But Ronald, I don't know if you wanted to talk about the profile or the fit for your particular program.
Yes, thanks for that, Laura. I was just reading the questions there. Isaac, so thank you so much for your queries. So I think Laura has addressed your query regarding the English requirement. Now, in terms of the entry requirement, I think because you are studying chemical engineering, you are certainly eligible to apply for our ME program. That's the ME program is intended to deepen the knowledge and understanding in engineering. So it is ideal, and it is a prerequisite actually for the applicants to have or about to have an engineering degree. Now, you can apply with. My understanding is that the degree is not complete yet. You can apply with your results from the past 6 trimesters, and if you meet the entry requirements, which is an equivalent of 2.1 honors degree here, we will issue you with a conditional offer, which requires you to then complete the degree prior to enrolling at UCD. So it's not a problem at all to apply with a degree program that's not yet completed. Yeah, hope that answers the question. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah. No, I think that answers the question. And just there's no GRE requirement for our programs either, so you don't need to submit those results. I did get a couple of questions on the registration form just ahead of the webinar as well. It was specifically related to ENDA for yourself for food engineering, but I suppose it applies to any of the programs that we have on offer within this school. It's just relating to research projects and picking the topics for the research projects. Is that something that students have to come up with themselves, or are they presented with a suite of research, or how does that work for students?
Yeah, so at the start of the year, there's a list of research projects that is made available to the students. We obviously want to align research projects with expertise in the school. So each member of staff will have maybe 2, 3, 4 project suggestions. They will be put on a sheet, and then the students then, in consultation, I suppose, with the academic advisor will select a suitable project and work alongside the academic involved, and also a mentor is typically assigned as well to help the students on those projects. So to answer the question, a list is made available from a list of topics that's provided by each of the academics in the school.
Great. Thank you very much, Enda. There was one question specifically related to environmental technology, but as Tom's not here, I think it applies to any of the programs again in this particular school. How do the programs that are offered within School of Biosystems and Food Engineering adapt or change to what's going on in the industry or the various disciplines at the moment? Does the content change to reflect that? And are students coming out with up-to-date knowledge for the careers they're going into? I don't know if Paula, you want to talk about it from a head of school point of view, or if anyone wanted to speak about it from their particular programs.
Like I can. So yes, each of our programs are updated on a regular basis, or reviewed for any necessary updates on a regular basis. But one of the ways that we do maintain real currency and real relevance, and towards making sure that our graduates can gain, a very good employment prospects, is that we do have a very strong focus on cutting edge research within each of the programs, and there's opportunities to engage with that through each of the programs. But what that means is that each of those research opportunities is actually related to a currently funded project, and that demonstrates, I suppose, the relevance of those particular topics that the students might be engaging on, the current relevance of it, and it also then allows them to gain access to, whether through demonstration or through use or through supervised use of very up-to-date equipment and analytical infrastructure, and across environmental technology, but also across food analyses, characterization, process analyses, and things like that. In some of the other programs, then we also have the students have the opportunity to look at sensors and different digital technologies, and the integration of those into, whether that's into food engineering, or whether it's into environmental technology or into green energy technologies, etc. So they have, and each of these is a very strong emerging area in terms of employment, nationally and internationally. So I think that could be one way that we keep things very relevant for people.
Yeah, I think that's great to know for potentially students looking at this programs within the school, any programs. I think that's great to hear. There was Kevin, I think this is probably for you, for sustainable energy and green tech. How does the program develop student skills that are directly transferable to the job market? So I suppose those real key skill sets that students need for coming into positions and industries related to your program.
Sure, thanks, Laura. So in regard to that, there's a couple of ways that we do that. One is through the projects that the students are working on, where we try and align them, as we said earlier, with research projects that are, I suppose, really at the cutting edge as to what the problems are that the industry is trying to solve. So when industries come to us and they're looking to sponsor projects with us, we work with those industries to try and get a good solution. So students who are working on those sort of research projects have a really good understanding of what the industry wants, what they want to find in their employees. Plus, we have a lot of guest speakers who come in. We have companies who come in who look to recruit our students, and they will give a guest talk to students, maybe in a lunchtime slot. Students get a chance to talk to the companies about what do they want in an internship student, what do they want in a graduate employee. So we have a very close relationship with many of the companies that employ our students, and hence it gives a good opportunity to ensure the students have the right skills that they need to go into the workplace.
Brilliant. I think that's great. Thank you so much, Kevin. I think I have one more question. Paula, it might be most applicable for you as head of school. It's just in relation to, does your school have a really strong alumni network, and how can students who are on your programs engage with alumni from your school?
All right, thanks, Laura. So yes, we do. We're building that constantly. So what we also then have is we actually utilize the UCD, or all students and potential graduates of our programs are invited to join the UCD alumni network, but also within this at a school level, we maintain a LinkedIn sort of network as well, to that people can join and kind of build up, I suppose, and maintain their connection with the school, and that then applies to graduates who then go on in many cases to become employers of future graduates, etc. So kind of building up that community and that network for our students, but also our graduates, because it's important that we maintain that link, you know, once people might graduate from the school as well. And then within each of the, you know, let's say within a 1-year taught master's program, there are many opportunities within that to actually, you know, touch base with people from our alumni network as well at various different events. So Fiona, for example, who is one of our school program and engagement coordinators, has developed, you know, a calendar of events, and one of those include, you know, local conferring events, whole school events where people get to meet each other, and very often we have external stakeholders and external employers, etc., in with those as well. There's different opportunities through the research, teaching and career skills module, which offers you know, interviews with potential employers, mock interviews, should I say, with potential employers, and the opportunities then to meet with other external stakeholders and as potential employers of the program, of graduates of our programs as well.
Great. Sounds like there's wonderful opportunities there. I think that's all the open questions that we have. So unless anyone has any further questions they want to type in. Oh, I think one popped in real quickly there. Just around, I can answer this one. Just around separate applications for scholarships for the bioprocess and food engineering graduate program. So once you make your application, you have an offer. You can apply for those scholarships. You will need a separate application for each of those particular programs, which you can apply for as many as you like. And my colleague Neve there has just popped a link through the UCD Global scholarship page. So I think you should find all the relevant information there as well. Okay, so that's the end of our webinar. Just to let you know that if you do have follow-up questions after today, if you need any additional resources or you need support making an application to us, if you haven't done so already, you can reach out to us. Please don't hesitate to get in touch. My colleague Neve will pop my email address and my colleague Katie O'Neill's email address in the chat there as well. Please reach out to us if you need that support. Also, then the recording is going to be available early next week. But other than that, we hope you really enjoyed the session today. We hope it answered all the questions that you have. Hope you got a great overview of our programs. Really thank you to our speakers for their insights, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining us.